Good day and welcome to another episode of Everything You Need to Know About Air Suspension. My name is Kevin and this is my colleague Carl.
Hello.
On today's episode we are going to guide you through an Airmax commercial vehicle suspension installation on a Toyota Hilux 2.4 GD5 workhorse, as well as installing an Airmax onboard air management system.
The first place to start is to unpack your kit and refer to the most important tool of your installation, your Airmax instruction manual. Compare the parts kit list on the instructions and make sure everything listed there is in the box. Then refer to the tools needed section to make sure you have all the correct tools to complete the installation.
Once you have made sure you have everything you need, you can then start installing by lifting the vehicle up on the rear axle using a hydraulic jack, inserting the chassis supports underneath the axle on both sides and removing the wheels. Release the jack slowly until the axle rests on the supports. At this stage, you'll need to follow the Airmax installation instruction quite carefully because each suspension and kit is vehicle specific and will also depend on whether you're fitting an Airmax leaf spring or an Airmax coil spring kit.
Once you have followed the unique set of instructions as per the requirements of your vehicle, you are now ready to insert the elbow air fitting into the Firestone air spring. Using the nuts and bolts applied in your fitting kit, fit the top and bottom brackets onto the Firestone air spring and install them between the chassis and the leaf springs.
With this particular installation for a Toyota Hilux LDV 2.4 GDS, the bump stop has been removed from the chassis and the existing bolts have been used for the installation of the top brackets. The heat shield will need to be mounted in between the top bracket and the air spring on the exhaust side of the vehicle. These air springs are installed by fitting the top bracket temporarily to the chassis and placing the bottom bracket loosely on the axle to establish which mounting holes need to be used. The air springs are then attached onto the bottom bracket and mounted to the axle with the U-bolts provided and to the chassis with the bolts from the bump stops.
Once the Firestone air springs are installed, trim the tubing with the tube cutter provided and fit into the elbow. Then route the tubing along the chassis to the inflation points if you have a manual inflating setup, or to the management system which will be shown to you shortly. You can then move on to testing the installation by inflating the air springs and checking for leaks by using a soapy water solution. Jack the vehicle up again and refit the wheels and lower it back to the ground. You have now successfully completed your installation. Always remember to check that the air springs are operating at the correct height and vertical alignment by inflating them until the vehicle has leveled out. Be sure to check the sticker provided for the correct operating air pressures and heights for the Firestone air springs. Lastly, make sure that the air springs, brackets and tubing are not coming into contact with any obstructions.
Right, we are now ready to move on to the next part of our video, which is the installation of an onboard cab control system. Once again, you'll start with unpacking the kit, making sure that all the parts listed are in the box and that you have all the tools needed. Start by finding a suitable place to mount the air compressor, which is normally inside the engine compartment area if space allows, but can be mounted anywhere that is convenient under the vehicle. And with our Airmax compressors being oil-free, they can be mounted at any angle underneath the vehicle, as long as the filter is mounted separately in a high, dry area.
If your fitment includes an air tank and a quick coupler, find suitable mounting areas for these as well. Once everything has been mounted, you are now ready to connect all the tubing up to the cab control system and wire it up to the battery. With your installation complete, you can fill up your tank and check the system for any leaks with a soapy water solution. That concludes our video for today. If you require any assistance, information or a quotation of any of our amazing products, please do not hesitate to contact us at our Durban branch on 031 205 2293 or our Johannesburg branch on 011 397 6390. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram under the name Air Spring Supply Company. We look forward to hearing from you. From Kevin and I, till next time. Goodbye.